There's an uncomfortable truth in the fact that many of you are actually overweight and unhealthy simply because you're scared of being bored. Now, the problem with this, of course, is the industry does a very good job of convincing us that the healthy lifestyle is boring. We always think that all of the things we enjoy are the things that are bad for us. And of course, the social media industry and the media in general tends to glorify the idea of sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and that all looks fun and exciting. But of course, it tends to be on the other side of good health and excuse me, and being a fit, healthy, lean person. The catch is most of us want to be fit, healthy, and lean and have the body that we want, but we also want the sex, drugs, and rock and roll lifestyle. And the problem we have is that we think that we have to give all that up, all the fun stuff, in order to have the body or to have the life that we want and so on. So therefore, we don't do it. We're scared of this idea that, well, once I do this, that means I've got to lead a boring lifestyle. It means I've got to eat the same shit all the time. It means I've got to commit to this exercise routine. Don't even like exercise. Why the fuck would I want to commit to a routine of it every single day? And so on. So there's all these ideas that we have in our head, which are often false. You know, there may be small elements of truth to them, but they're not actual facts. They're just ideas we've adopted or things that we've witnessed in other people that we don't want to have in our life. So therefore, we reject it. And we reject it before we've even given it an opportunity to see if it works for us. So this fear of boredom then means that we keep doing things that make it fun for us, including the emotional ups and downs and all the rest of it that tend to come with us being unable to reach our goals. But the fear of boredom, as I say, keeps us stuck in this place of not actually achieving what we want and therefore not being fulfilled, not being happy, not having the body you want, not necessarily having the career or the job or the business that you want with the income that you want that makes the impact that it could and so on. So one of the things that I would sort of ask is, well, is there a way that I can actually have these outcomes that I want, whether in my body, my business, my relationships, or so on? Is there a way that I can have them and continue to have fun? Because for many of us, there actually is. We don't actually have to give up all of our favorite foods. We don't have to have a ritualistic lifestyle that becomes, oh, I must exercise at this exact time every single day for this exact amount of numbers and certain reps and sets and all the rest of it. Like, we don't have to have that. We have to have some element of structure maybe and some element of consistency, but it doesn't have to fall into the category of boring. And it doesn't necessarily have to be done in the ways that we currently think it has to be done. There are often ways we can make these things work for us in ways that we maybe haven't considered yet or maybe haven't witnessed from others, but you'll never really know until you start to engage, until you take the risk and actually start trying to do the healthy thing or the successful business thing or whatever it is you're trying to achieve. Until you start engaging in that practice, you won't ever find out what actually works for you. Oh, maybe this isn't as boring as I thought. Oh, and it turns out doing it this way didn't work. But if I did it in this way to get this same outcome, that did work for me. So that one I will continue with. Because what we have to remember is that success leads clues, which most of us know. So it's like, oh, well, what did this particular successful person do, whether in, you know, their body, their business or whatever? And we can often just model or replicate that. But of course, we have to replicate it in a way that feels good and natural to us. Sometimes in the beginning, we have to just do the thing as it's laid out because we need to establish some kind of repetition. We need to see that some results are possible. And we also need to establish the idea that, okay, actually, it turns out this isn't as boring as I thought. Because the reality is, even though it can seem boring having to do the same types of things all the time in order to get those big or successful outcomes, the thing is, you will never actually get bored of winning. You might have moments of boredom with the repetition of thing that you're having to do, but you'll never get bored of the outcome of winning. And if you do, guess what? You can just shift what it is you're trying to win. And then, of course, that will create a new spark, a new motivation, and a new sense of purpose for you to now move into. So my question for you tonight is, where in your life are you bored, or where are you scared of becoming bored, which then stops you from moving forward and taking the actions that you know you need to take in order to have the life that you want? Now, over the coming weeks, I've got lots of different content and stuff on this I'm planning to do for you guys. I'm literally right now in the middle of a 4-day course of my own with my coach and so on, and we're mapping out all of 2024, essentially, like what are my goals and where am I taking my business and where am I hoping to take my clients and so on. And I hope with the things that I have planned, I have lots of things that will be applicable to you as my viewers and followers, as well as any of my clients who are obviously watching this as well. So there are lots of things that are going to be going on. You'll all have the opportunity to jump in and join me should you wish. But all I would say is keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, look at where you're maybe falling down because of these preconceived ideas that you've already got stuck in your head that aren't necessarily truth. They might feel truthful, but they're not, excuse me, they're not actually based in any level of fact that makes them true. So we need to be careful of that, okay? So that's it for tonight, guys. Of course, as always, if you have any questions, drop them below, and even feel free to drop your answers below. If you know there's some areas in your life that you're kind of avoiding because of this fear of boredom, but then obviously this fear of being bored then keeps you stuck in a body that's overweight, tired, lethargic, unhealthy, and so on. Let us know. Let us know where you're at, and if needed, I can get some free resources to you and so on to help you move out of this place and start moving forward towards your goals. Thanks for watching, people. As always, I appreciate your time, and I look forward to chatting with you in my next